and welcome to my channel, Laura's Library Card. So I have 2 points of business I want to cover in today's video. The first is content related and the second is my Reindeer Readathon TBR. So I will have links down in the description if you want to jump around. So the first order of business is content. I have plans in December already to make a video about the nonfiction titles that I read in November and discuss Nonfiction November. And I also have intentions of making a November wrap up to cover the fiction titles from November. And then I do plan on participating in the Reindeer Readathon, which is the second part of this video. But I had a question for you, the viewer. Do you want me to make content about the Reindeer Readathon, kind of vlog that experience? Do you want that just sort of included in my December wrap up or its own video, which would probably be mostly the same thing, where I talk about how many points I earned? Let me know if that's content you want to see and what kind of format you're interested in. And then also just sort of in general, I've been thinking about the end of year content I hope to make, and I just have some questions for you guys. What content are you looking for? Best of lists, year in review, is there a tag that you particularly like to watch at the end of the year? I'm open to trying new things and I want to hear what you have to say about what you want to know about my year of 2021. So let's just dive right into our Reindeer Readathon. This is the second point of business. I will quickly go through the prompts and some of the titles that I am considering for my TBR. There's always a caveat that if any of these books are not working for me, or if I end up reading something else because I'm kind of a mood reader, then I'll try to see if that fits in these prompts. But I want to earn as many team points as possible for my team, which is Team Stocking. And the leader of Team Stocking is Savvy, and that channel is Savvy Writes Books. This is not a channel I was familiar with before this readathon, but I went and checked out a couple of the videos and found them very interesting. There's a lot of passion and serious thinking happening that I'm like, okay, well, I just review fluffy romance, and there's tons of multi-level marketing intense content here, but it was all really interesting, and I'm really glad I have been introduced to new people through doing this readathon already. I will leave a link to information down in the description for Eric from Break Even's Books, his announcement if you want to know more about the Reindeer Readathon. So let's just dive right into the prompts. There are prompts for each of the reindeer that pull Santa's sleigh. So Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph. And then there's a couple extra bonus prompts. So let's just fly right through them. The first prompt is Dasher. This is to read a novella or a short story or a short story collection. This is kind of tough for me. I never feel like novellas give me that oomph. And then the other day I saw a post on Instagram about naughty Santa short stories and novellas. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to read something along those lines. If you have read any of the books that I just popped up on the screen, then leave that down in the comments with your recommendation. The second reindeer is Dancer. This is read a book by your favorite author. Rereads are acceptable. I don't know if TJ Klune is a favorite author, but I've read 2 of his works and really loved both of them. So I'm also hoping to read Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. The third reindeer is Prancer. This is read a book with a vacation or a travel element. And I've actually, because I'm filming this on December 2nd, have already fulfilled this prompt. Yes, yay points. Because I read the book Barbarian's Choice, which is part of the Ice Planet Barbarian series. This is by Dixon, and there is space travel in this book. So travel element, check. 20 points earned. Hi, sorry, I have to redo some of my footage here. The next reindeer is Vixen, and that prompt is read a book that has recently caught your eye. And so I am going to be reading Most of All You. This is by Mia Sheridan. I think I just heard about this recently from Bree, and her channel is in 11 words. Maybe it wasn't her, but it sounded interesting. It was a romance. The next reindeer is Comet. That prompt is read a 5-star prediction. I don't usually do predictions, but I am going to be reading, hopefully, Rosaline Palmer Takes the Cake. This is by Alexis Hall. I read boyfriend material by this author and really, really liked it. So hopefully Rosaline Palmer Takes the Cake will also be really awesome and 5 stars. The next reindeer is Cupid. This is read a new author, and I don't know if that means debut or new to me, but I'm going to be reading They Called Us Enemy by Takei. This is not an author I've ever read before, so it's new to me. and it's for one of my real life book clubs. The next reindeer is Donner, and this is to read a book that has green or red as the primary color on the cover. So I'm going to be reading Window Shopping by Tessa, and I'm excited for it. And then the next reindeer is Blitzen. So this is to choose a random book. I used a random number generator and the numbers on my want to read list on Goodreads. And I did do it a couple times just because I wanted a romance. So it landed on Kulti by Mariana Zapata. And I think I've only ever read one other book by that author, but okay, sure. And then Rudolph prompt is to read a standalone book. And so I will be reading King of Infinite Space. This is by Lyndsay Faye. This is the choice for the Hot Girl Book Club, which is run by Noelle from Noelle 7 Pages, who is also a Reindeer Readathon team leader, though not for stocking, so her team's gonna lose. But yeah, I'm looking forward to King of Infinite Spaces, which is a standalone. So there are a couple extra bonus prompts. Christmas Star is to read a book that is over 500 pages long, and Kulti is over 500 pages long, so that worked out well. And then Christmas Lights is to have one of your books be an ebook, not a problem. Christmas Carols is to have one of your books be an audiobook, also not a problem. I pretty much read almost entirely digitally these days. I know I have physical books right here, and I end up returning most of these because I either just don't get to them or I actually check them out digitally as well and return these untouched. And then if you manage to finish everything else, there is a Slaying It bonus prompt, which is once you're finished with everything, you can redo one prompt to earn some more bonus points. And so Blitzen is worth the most points. That's the choose the random book. So I may or may not do that. We'll see if I have time. Probably won't have time. So those are some of my thoughts and sort of vague plans for what I have for my Reindeer Readathon TBR. Of course, this is all subject to change based on my mood. If you have read any of the books that I've mentioned, please leave, your thoughts and comments down below. And if you have a better recommendation for any of the books that I've mentioned, also leave that down in the comments. And also, I'm giving you a bunch of homework. Don't forget to answer the questions I talked about earlier in the video about what kind of content you would like to see from me or what kind of content you generally like to watch, because I would like to take your feedback under advisement. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.